Hi, can you hear me?
Muted? No,
Yeah, now
no.
you are. Yeah, how's it going?
Uh, working hard, working hard.
Okay, great, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
So
you? What have you been doing?
same thing. Just we had a meeting last night with the Hazel Crest Beautification Commission to kind of
Oh,
give, yeah, so to kind of give their commission an update on the board of trustee and then do the planning for the full moon social.
mm-hmm.
And so I recorded it and then I need to load it up, the audio anyway, load it up on our popular
Okay,
substation. So they were just making decisions about, just planning. This was the
sure.
first like group planning meeting, the village manager was there, Mr. Sawyer, to kind of guide them through the process, of setting
Mm-hmm.
up an evening event like that. So they're not looking for more than 2 dozen people because they always kind of get small turnouts over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Hi, hi, Carol. Hello. Uh, what is this, or has that been the turnout in the past for this particular event? And have they done this particular event in the past?
yes,
Okay.
and it's kind of like Maryland's vision of it is laid back, not intentional.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to program or anything like that. She sees it just as it is a social,
Okay.
and having music and then people, you know, um, she doesn't visit them sitting around talking, discussion, but Alice has a vision of making sure maybe there's some storytelling because we were gleaning feedback from the group that were there and listening to, what they want and what they envision and what they
Yeah.
know from the past and,
Yeah.
like that.
So it sounds very casual, which is
Very
nice,
casual.
but there is going to be like a scheduled storyteller or music or
Right. The village manager appointed Marilyn,
mm-hmm.
Tara, and Alice,
Oh, okay, good.
because Alice attended a meeting last night to be in charge of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the art consultant in charge of everything else. And so the little detailed things you're asking me about, I
Yeah.
defer them to who's on that committee,
Mm-hmm.
right? But from the notes last night, Alice will be pulling together. She has a colleague of hers. She introduced herself because she's one of the drumming divas, a
Mm-hmm.
group of senior citizens that come together and they drum and play percussions and sing and stuff like that, dance, have a good time. Well, she introduced herself, like with that group and
Yeah.
also with Maggie Brown, which she's
Mm-hmm.
the daughter of Oscar Brown
Oh,
Jr.
wow.
Right. So, she's a big, a big deal in Chicago in the music
Mm-hmm.
scene. So she wanted to have her come out, to do the storytelling and have talk and conversation because she's a good conversationalist, right? And then I just got off the phone with a musician that was going to pull together a quartet, of percussion sounds, because he does the Reggie Nicholson concept with percussions, and he was invited to do this. So between Alice discussing it with, and that was just last night, and putting together the program. It's the starting time is at 7:30.
Okay.
They figured music would start like 8 for 45 minutes, a break, and then 45 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about the length of time, which Marilyn like, well, I want it to end at 11 o'clock.
Oh,
And
God.
it's like that's too long. And then
Uh-huh.
so it's like 10:30, but after the music, people can come and go if they're not tended to be there.
Yeah.
But she's looking at, and I put on the flyer 10:30. So they're still going back and forth about that time. And when she puts in the permit, event for events right there, then she has to secure the time. But right
Mm-hmm.
now, the last, it was 10:30. That will give everybody 3 hours.
Okay. All right.
And
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
right, and recruitment of people, of course, everybody should bring one person, they're plus one,
Mm-hmm.
and if everybody on the commission did their plus one, they'd have the numbers that we're looking for, right?
Okay.
So if there's 18 folks on the beautification committee, you would think that they would come and bring one person. There you have a good grouping of people just with the 18, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they have to figure out their social media and how to get people out. And they're going to put it on Eventbrite. And also, there were some neighborhood association folks that were there because I understand they have like subdivisions within Hazel Crest. It's not just one big city, but there's subdivisions and how they have those co-ops, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
corporate offices that go with those subdivisions. They were there, they're going to post it, um, and they were really pushing for folks to come out in the afternoon from 11 to 1 for Carol's event again, bringing family out, to
Mm-hmm.
support that. And
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Sawyer was like, when are we going to do the kickoff for the Arts in the Woods? And I, in my mind, was thinking this was it, but he wants
Mm-hmm.
something more formal from Bill and I, and to go back to the trustees with a formal kickoff. We can use this because I told him in the meeting, well, this is the community engagement piece for Arts in the Woods. This
Yeah.
is could be the kickoff, but he wants something more from Bill and I, more formal, as a
Mm-hmm.
kickoff, but we're still going to kick it off, for the 9th of August in our
Okay.
head, in our minds. That's what we're doing like that. So
Okay. But there's an event October 4th.
they're having an event. October 4th is their gala,
Okay.
right? And we're looking at the dedication.
Okay.
Carol will be dedicating hers in the spring, like May and Arbor Day,
Oh, okay.
because she has to, she's requesting, and I told them at the meeting, Carol, and as a matter of fact, Carol, I do have an audio of the meeting that I saved for you because Marilyn was like, Debbie or someone else in their commission was on the phone listening. And I didn't think you wanted to really be on the phone listening to a meeting last night. So I didn't call you up and say, Carol, would you want to jump on this call? So I recorded it for you. You're on mute. I can't hear you. I'll take you off. Yeah, I can hear you.
She's still muted. I can see.
No,
Did
okay.
you
There,
send
now
it
she,
to me?
I
And
see.
did you send it to me, Alpha? Thank you for doing that.
No, because I have to transfer from my phone to like a YouTube audio because I have a YouTube studio and do it like that and then get it to you.
All right.
I was just now downloading it. The part where it matters for us is what I was sending you. That
Okay.
part of the conversation, not the whole thing that they were going through.
Okay. Did you want to give me the lowdown, or you want me to just wait and listen to that?
Well, that's what we're doing right now. Basically, giving you the lowdown of what's going on
Well,
and
I
what's
did
happening.
change the time. So in
What'd you
your
do? I didn't see that.
conversation with Chris, 7:30 to 10:30, because before it was a different time. Marilyn told me
What was the time? 11 o'clock.
8 to not 8 to 9. Oh, I already changed it. Sorry, I can't tell you now.
That's fine. 7:30 was what I got. So
7:30 to 10:30. And what I heard you say, there's all these things going on. So my role in that was that also.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And she let them know that you were going to still be adding and encouraging people to add to the Mandela when they come, right?
mhm.
Yeah. And I also read all the stuff that she needs to um, gather for you, and help and bring together. Well, there's Peter. Peter's installing a big project today. I didn't expect for him to come on.
oh, No, he's muted.
Unmute.
Peter, you're muted.
I don't know how to unmute on my phone.
Okay,
Oh,
there you
somebody
go.
just
Yeah,
unmuted
I
me.
unmuted for you, Peter. So you're out there
Thank you.
installing a project, huh?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the big truck to come.
And
All
where is
right.
it, Peter? Where's the
Now
project? Where's
I'm
the sculpture?
behind my building right
Oh,
now. This is
okay.
my the back of my art building.
Uh-huh.
We have a big garden. We have gardens and trees and everything.
This is in
I'm
Greektown,
gonna
where
find a
you,
shady spot.
okay.
Huh?
And Peter, this is in Greektown where you live?
No. This is in South Humboldt Park at Lake in Sacramento.
Oh, where your studio is. Where Metallogenics is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know where that is. Wonderful. So this is
So I'm
going to
sitting
be,
outside in the shade.
okay, good. That's a good place to be. All right. So Alpha, I have a question.
Yeah.
The main question about, well, maybe one of the main questions about the Moon Festival. There's a morning activity and then there's the evening activity.
Carol could give you more information about what she's doing in the morning.
Oh, you would
Yeah.
be so welcome there. It's 11 to 1, if you want to
Okay.
call that morning. And it's going to be, Marilyn and I are going to be together there trying to manage the multitudes of families that will be present. And we're going to walk around the space and gather interesting materials to create the mandala. So it'll be like a plant walk and a gathering and storytelling about the land. I'm hoping that people will share stories of being with nature and stuff like that. Then once we gather, that part will take about an hour. And then after that, we're going to go back to the gathering area. There's a meadow there, which is under question. That's what I had picked by photograph as the space for us to make the mandala, create the mandala.
Uh-huh.
But then at our last meeting, people were talking about, like, the intensity of the sun. There's no shade there. So I figure once I get to town, will be able to look around and see if there's a better spot to do that. That's when the creativity comes in. I can't wait,
Sure.
to get there and be with the land and figure out what's possible. So, I can't say for sure, but that's it. And the day before Friday, I'm going to go and visit the land, right, to figure out and then to introduce myself to her and
Uh-huh.
pick the place. And then I'm thinking of doing like a powdered chalk outline for the mandala on the land, so that the next day when the families come, there'll be areas that they can take to do as a family. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Well, I would love to participate in that, if that's okay.
Oh, I think it would be fabulous. I want to like look you in the real eye,
That will happen. And then you'll be in for how many days?
So I'm gonna come to Hazel Crest on Thursday the 7th and
Uh-huh.
leave Sunday the 10th.
Okay, from the 7th to the 10th. Okay.
And Alpha,
Very good.
this is probably not the best place, but I would like to talk about, like the girlfriend stuff that we can do while I'm there. I'll give you a call.
That sounds like fun. Uh,
It's the raison d'etre.
of course, of course. Okay, so Alpha, if I don't stick around till 7:30 after Carol's event, would that be okay?
Yeah, I think that will be fine. Well,
If I live
because we're
close
trying to
by,
make
I
sure
would,
we're trying to make sure that we have as many people supporting Carol's
good,
activity. Mhm.
good. That sounds great. Okay, so Carol, this time around, it is just the mandala, right? Mandala.
Except I would not call it just.
Okay, no, I didn't mean to disparage it or belittle it or anything like that. What I meant was, are you doing the wind chimes this time around?
No, I have to. This time around, I got to find my tree.
Oh,
Marilyn
right.
has sent me photos of some pretty sexy trees. Okay. And
Okay,
I could pick a tree or two from her photos, but I want to go hear what is around them to really
okay.
decide. So
That that's fantastic. So I don't know if the other participants on the Zoom will mind if we talk about trees for a few minutes.
no.
No, you're fine. I'm cutting up my tray. No,
Well,
Okay.
lunch.
did you want to get um
I wanted to ask you if you're
okay.
looking at both live and dead trees, because that's the $64,000 question that I wanted to, as I said, I'm trying to pitch to Nashville that this tree that they were going to give me, they decided they wanted to keep it alive. And I said, I made all these pieces to fit this tree exactly. And we can screw my pieces, all of the carved pieces into a live tree, no problem, if we just leave a little bit of a gap. So I guess I'm really curious as to whether Marilyn is going to give you a choice of both live and dead trees, or is she limiting you to dead trees?
Well, it's funny. Our conversation is live, dying, or dead.
Okay, very, very good. All right, I'm really interested in that
But
conversation.
I wanted to share with you the time I did work with a live tree. And it was, first of all, the arborists that I know say the tree will be fine to put because I have one here in my yard that I hang my hammock from, and I put that 20 years ago, the screw nut, and the tree has grown around it. I couldn't get that screw nut out if I wanted to.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And then people
So
build tree houses in live
right,
trees as well.
right,
So
right,
that's a
right.
very good point. I'm gonna write
Yeah.
down hammock. Thank you.
Okay. So
Yeah.
but what I had done, Christine, was to create a belt that went around the tree, the trunk. The belt had wood pieces like a 2x4 attached to it. They were attached. So then once I put the belt around the tree, then I attach my artwork to the wood that's been attached to the belt.
And the wood, is it making contact with the tree?
Yeah, because the belt was only like, like a leather belt.
Okay, okay, all right, that's good to know.
Yeah, so
All
it's like
right.
strapping something to the tree and then attaching the art to the stuff you strapped onto the tree.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's clever. Tree, 2x4s attached to belt. I'm writing this down. Okay. Um, okay. And then your artwork was attached to the 2x4s.
Right. So,
Okay.
you say the trunk is this, let's just call this the trunk right here. And I had the belt here and the belt here so that the artwork fit on the tree.
Oh, two belts. Was it
It
two
depended,
belts?
like that piece that I did that I'm talking about had several groupings of art that made the whole piece.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there were
Yeah.
4 different layers of art, starting maybe 12 feet up, and then 9 feet up, and then 7 feet up. But they all came together as one piece.
But for each element, did you have two straps?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's very good to know.
Yeah, it worked out really good. I was working with the DPW and the parks people. and they
And
helped me figure that out.
how long did it last? And did the leather hold up?
The
And
leather held up really good. It was more the wood that
hmm,
that got um
what
a
kind?
little worn.
What kind did you use?
I just that kind of soaked up with pesticide wood. What is it?
Oh,
Pre-treated.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
it lasted for 9 years.
Wow. And the straps lasted for 9 years.
Yeah. Leather.
Wow.
Leather's pretty
Uh-huh.
good.
Okay.
That's what our indigenous people used, right?
Uh-huh. Did you ever think of using cedar? Cedar really holds up.
Yeah, cedar. I live in a cedar house.
Yeah.
I live in a log home that's made from cedar logs, and it is
Wow.
awesome because nothing, even the carpenter bees don't want it. And,
I know. It just, my pieces that have been out there for years, I'll have like white oak elements and cedar elements and that cedar is just, well, they use it for fences,
I
right?
wish I could give you my trees because this climate change, we're having horrible storms and the trees are falling.
Oh
They're
yeah, well in
they're
Chicago too, definitely.
I mean
Yeah,
these humongous root balls, It's really terrible.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so Hazel Crest is giving you the option of using live trees. That's very interesting. All right.
Well, I don't know who the deciding person is. I've been talking with Marilyn,
Uh-huh.
so I don't know who the main, you know,
Well,
the grand
Marilyn is the
poobah.
commissioner.
Uh-huh. Okay.
She's the main person that we got to have everything approved by.
But she was funny. She was out there one morning planting and she got inspired to take videos and pictures for me to see, and it was great. I got to see a lot of the area there.
Okay, now I called dibs on those two trees that are on 170th. So those are mine. You can
Did you
have any
ask
other
the
tree.
trees if they want to be yours, or are you just taking them?
No, they have been given to me for my archway sculpture, and they're 3 feet apart. They're both Siberian elm, and they're going to be cut down to about, I don't know, 8 feet, something like that. So yeah, I called dibs on those, but I think
Marilyn knows that, right, Christine? She knows
that's a,
which
that's a
trees.
very good question. Carl definitely knows. Carl definitely knows, and I can send you a picture of them and the location, just
Oh,
so.
you teasing me. I know. I actually am hoping mine won't be near the road. I don't want the
Well, you see,
sound to have to interact with cars.
that's a very, very good point. But mine, it's, you walk out of the police station area and then, where there's a big parking lot, then you make a left, and I think that's 100 and, oh, what is it? No, it's homes. That's where it's on. And it's near the street and it's near the gathering space that's already there. And it
Mm,
makes sense because it's near the street, so it's an entry into the arboretum. So yeah, you don't want those trees. No, bad trees for you.
yeah, you can relax.
Yeah. Well, when you go there, you'll see there are lots of trees.
I say I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yes, I would be too.
We're gonna
Are you
actually take
looking?
we're gonna take 2 days to drive there. It's a 12-hour drive. My husband and myself.
Oh, how nice. How
So we'll
nice.
stop in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, in Indiana. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you'll stay overnight there and then drive to
Yeah, and
Chicago.
then go. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're in Maryland now?
Yes, we'll leave
Okay.
on the 6th.
Okay. Well, that'll be nice.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I hope one of those Midwest storms don't come up.
Oh yeah, I
And
know.
that's another thing we talked about, a backup plan for if it
Oh,
rained,
right.
right? And so they have the senior citizen across, senior room across from, where the police station is, where we,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah.
it would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
Okay.
where it would happen, and the family thing would happen there
Yes,
as well.
yes. And it's kind of like you have to come here, like you say, and you're here, and we gauge that. But just to have a backup plan,
Hmm.
I asked about Plan B if it storms. And
Well,
usually the
thank you,
storms,
Alpha. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah, they go over, and then it calms down, and and it tears up everything. Just the Midwest storms. You've been in them before.
I went to college in Ohio, but it wasn't climate change so intensely as it is now. You know,
Yeah.
storms
So,
are wicked.
so
So
I
Carol, oh, go ahead, Alpha.
no, that's okay. I was going back to the agenda.
Oh, I
That
Uh,
just,
happened last night. That happened last night.
okay.
But go ahead. You
I
guys can
just,
have the
yeah, you
conversation.
said the senior center, does that mean that Carol will be creating the mandala inside? If there's a storm in the senior
Yeah,
center? Oh,
right.
okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
that's a good
You
plan.
know,
Mm-hmm,
and also, the music, and it'll be a tighter, it won't be out there, but it'll be something that won't be canceled, contingent
mm-hmm,
upon rain. It'll be something that is going to happen.
they're gonna
yeah.
let me bring grass and rocks and sticks in there.
We'll put a
That's what
tarp, maybe a tarp down, you think?
have you seen the room, Alpha? How when it
Look, I just went to a meeting last night, and today we're having pop-up research station. Those are great questions that I
oh
can,
I'm gonna talk with Marilyn anyway.
yeah,
So
right. And see, because she said she has two other meetings, she may not be able to pop in.
yeah, she told
Um,
me that.
right, and Bill also has after-school matter youth that are not over until like 2 o'clock or something like that, so he can't jump on. And
I have
then
to go at 3.
mhm. And then Peter is out there getting ready to deliver a sculpture, but he's in the shade. Um, you know,
Nice to
I'm
see
here.
you in
That's
natural
okay.
light.
Mhm.
so the board wants us to do, if you didn't hear before when you got on, is they want to have a dedication, you know, and dedicate the Art in the Woods program. I was thinking it was going to happen during the community engagement, and Mr. Sawyer wants it separate from there. And so I know that he's asking. I asked all of you for deliverables and then timelines, and so those are the things that I noticed that he wants to go over with Bill and I, and give them key dates and then progression on what's happening with your sculptures. Um,
Okay, so I'm going to be away from August 20th to September 15th.
Well,
September 15th, going on vacation.
I'm going to be walking in the Alps.
wow,
Wow.
that's
I didn't know
something.
you were a hiker. You hike?
I'm walking, not hiking.
What's the
I'm
difference?
going to walk from restaurant to restaurant.
You know how to
Awesome.
live.
Oh, I'm like, you got hiking in the Alps? Oh,
That's great. Is it the Swiss Alps, the Italian Alps, the French
French.
Yes,
Alps?
yes, 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 and yes.
Oh, wonderful.
We're going to start in Geneva and then go to Chamonix and then go over to Italy and
Nice.
then down to Lake Como and then up to somewhere in Austria. I can't remember where.
Okay,
I think we end up in Innsbruck and then fly home.
wow.
don't we live amazing lives? All of us. I look back on all the photographs and things we've done with our projects, and things that I visit your websites and things we've done. And it's just like we just live this incredible life. And then now Peter is attesting to that incredible life.
Yeah.
Like that. Cool beans.
I think
So
23, 20, let's see, 15. Yeah, I can't remember the exact date I get back. It could be as early as the 8th, but I'm not sure.
of September.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Carol's taking this, road trip. When's the last time you and Jess took a road trip?
Oh, we've been back and forth to Louisville
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
several times. So anyway, bought a new
So,
cooler for the car.
Yeah, so I'll know more. We have a scheduled meeting with Mr. Sawyer on the 29th, to kind of talk about what he really wants from us. So evidently, like the vagueness in, I think in our timelines, they're not vague, but they just give a, okay, this is, I don't know, this is what we're doing. And all of you've given me the timeline of how you're doing it and when you're doing it. But I think he wants, I don't know what kind of progression he wants. And also, he wants
Well,
to make
maybe he hasn't worked with artists before, also. It's a little bit different than your average administrative whatever, right?
I know, and I was thinking that too. And so that's why I thought that during the trustee meeting, I showed them our timeline. But we all have separate timelines. I just have to do the overall timeline, to fit and show them how these different stages of your projects are going, and then updates, I think, is what he's asking me for. But I already knew that, hey, this is what I was given, this is how we work. You know what I mean? And we're not on an hourly thing. And I saw you scratch things off of that, off that contract, uh, Peter. And
I'll get you my timeline probably in 2 days.
okay, right. And I know that Christine is over there, carving away
I
um,
am.
on her. So, she's going to make that projected installation date of October 5th. They're Oak and Folk, October 4th. They're
I am, yeah, the 4th. It's the Oaks and Folks.
right, is the dedication
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
sculpture.
Okay, that's what I'm shooting for.
I wish I could be there.
And then we're looking into next spring with the other installations going in. Carols will go in during their Arbor Day. That's that April, when the trees are still a little barren and they haven't started uh, greening yet. Is what you anticipate?
Yes.
Yeah. So, those are our things. And then also collecting data, like when you're interacting with folks, getting comments, from folks. I told him that I was going to do a QR code, and with that, take it to a survey that they can do online and send it, to us. And then he goes, well, how come you just can't have something where you're writing down a comment, quantitatively,
I think that's the organization's, not us. That's not our
oh, it's
responsibility.
not yours, but I'm the art consultant on this project, and Bill is the project manager. And these are quite things that are part of our, um, deliverables. So yeah, they are both. I feel like, this is kind of like we're doing a training for this beautification commission, because they're all new, and they haven't governed or went over anything like this before. I really saw that last night more than anything, that they're new. You know what I mean? They were like, it was not a meeting that it was like this meeting that the trustees have. It was more of their casual group club. Let's sit around and talk, and there was very few cross talking stuff going on, but they need to know these things so that when we leave, they have it in place, you know. So yeah, that what do you want the takeaway from each of your projects, the kind of feedback that you want them, give me a question, that I can pose about your project and your installation, so we can, continue those conversations in the reports.
Well, I mean, I'll definitely wonder if they would be interested in creating their own mandala in their own space.
Well, you know, that's great because Tara had put this flyer together last night, but I had given them yours when I was at the meeting, and I'll show you the one that I had drafted on the way out the door to give to them about the evening. But you probably can't see this. It's going to be all backwards or whatever.
What is it?
It's something they may not use, but it's something that Tara put together. And then I showed them what you had already made and what I made. And so they really loved what I showed them. Because this was too convoluted. It's just too much going on this flyer. Two different events they tried to consolidate on to the flyer. And I don't have like a scanned copy because these were handed out last night as drafts for, you know. And even on this one, it says Moonlight Social. And it was, you know, we understood it as the full moon. So, you know, so we got, hey, let's get the name straight on what we're doing here. So
Well,
those are
you know,
things.
Mercury's in retrograde right now, so communication is rough. You got to really, really,
Yeah,
you know, pay attention to that. People have to listen, you know?
right. And then it says on hers, it's at 7:30 p.m. to 11. And so because these are all drafts, they cross it out for 8 p.m. to 10. And I know I said 10:30, but I'm looking at my mind, we'll be out of there, packed up, out of there, you know, and dispersed by 11. If you're not one of, and I told them, Carol, that, you know, you got Airbnb, so you're supporting Hazel Crest. You know, you didn't take your business somewhere else. You're, you know, with funds, you know, you're bringing money back to the community because everybody's like, well, those Chicago artists are coming down here. How come we don't have any like artists that live in the county, you know, out that way? You know, why are these city artists, you know, coming telling us what to do?
Mhm.
Wow, that's local political stuff, huh? Us and them. It's so.
Well, because it's dollars that's generated by their village
Mhm.
that pays for this. So
You know, I found that
Maryland,
I understand that perspective, sort of, but you know how it's laid out, how it's played out where I live. We have the County Arts Council, and to me, their program has gotten less and less diverse because they don't let anybody else but the people who live in this little piece of land get funded for their projects. And I don't know. For me, I like to see some other perspectives. You know,
there's Bill.
Yeah, hello
Hi,
everybody.
Bill.
Yeah, hello.
boy.
We were just recapping the meeting last night and you know,
But you know, that's my gripes with art anyway.
she was just talking about, you know, how I know maybe the thrust of this project is focused on Hazel Crest and galvanizing, you know, the community to come support, you know, the Arts in the Woods and what the Beautification Commission is doing.
Yes.
And so I know Maryland was like, I really want our arboretum to reach more than just Hazel Crest, and we even presented that in the trustees meeting about bringing people like you were saying. You know, you got people coming in town from, you know, the Obama Library. You're right across the street from that with the Woodlawn Botanical Garden, and then you looked at how that audience can also be, you know, directed out to Hazel Crest open lands to venture the sculpture installation. It can be a point of destination, is what you said. So Marilyn was like, you know, she would really love to have people not only in Hazel Crest, but you got Markham, you got other villages that butt up to Hazel Crest, as well as inviting the general public, you know, out to see what's happening,
Y-
not just be focused on Hazel Crest community.
I totally agree. I think some people who are present can't see the forest from the trees. So we need a bigger perspective, which we're moving toward. And I think I think if we strategize, we can do it. The fact that Maryland's coming in, Carol's coming in for Virginia. That's a,
Maryland. Mhm.
I mean, we have different highlights. And I think what we've got to do is we have to present our case, or present what we're doing and the purpose that it is serving on a national scale. So I think what they've been doing is what they have been doing in the past. They haven't moved the needle so much. So I think with our input, we can give more direction. That's what I'm thinking. Do you agree with that, or Bill?
I do.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's why I said we're
Definitely.
outside consultants coming in, and we need to structure the surveys. And I have a few questions under placemaking that I gleaned from Placemaking USA to start our reports. But I just think individually we can come up with questions as artists that we want to have answered about our processes and coming into community.
I
Carol?
also, if you don't mind, I would also say maybe, I don't know, I don't remember the full phase two, but we also could cater to local wood, Hazel Crest artists to be almost like interns or volunteers in the projects, which will allow the community to feel like, it's kind of bumping up the experience and skill set of their artists if they're into that, developing from within.
So far, I've only met one artist out there, and he was, I think, the nephew of one of the older commissioners, and he does crayon art. So there's also a high school that's over there, youth that are in the art, art program.
I also have been, at least here where I live, encompassing a lot of people who were artists when they were young, and then they had babies and had to get a job and spent their whole life doing that mommy thing and working thing, or daddy thing and working thing, and now they're retired and they want to get back to their original selves by creating art. And they're serious, a lot of them are serious. We may be able to find a few people in that community who have that kind of story and background
Yeah.
as well.
I was thinking that uh, Mr. Sawyer wanted us to do a major kickoff, and I don't know exactly what he meant by that. Does he want us to play a major role in creating something unique from go what's been going on in the past? I think he wants to profile Art in the Woods
Mhm.
as a major event. So, that's what I'm feeling. How do you feel about that, Alpha and Carol
Mhm.
and Christine?
Peter's on the line too.
Oh, Peter, I guess.
hello. I think they just want to have a good party where they can invite lots of people. It would be good to have like a barbecue or something like that.
I
Well,
mean, I guess, who's the audience? That did they mention who it is they want to have it for, or did they just say they wanted to have it? What's, you know, purpose, audience? Did they say anything about those
Just having all
aspects?
the town leaders and the committees and, they should send out a call to Hazel Crest artists and Friends of the Wood Open Lands and see who shows up, I guess.
Well, I
If it's
think
just a
that should be for
dedication,
everything. That sounds like it should happen for everything that happens there.
Well, see, they have a new, everyone's new on this commission.
right.
The only people that have been there for 15 and 30 years is Carl and
Meryl.
Right.
Marilyn. Everyone else on this commission is new and they just got sworn in. So keep that in mind. because we had to keep it in mind last night at the informal commission meeting, and how, I mean, I wrote down notes about how people were responding just to that question that you asked, who are we and how do we get, and there was people there, we never get more than 12. They were saying, how do you think you're going to get all these people to come out, to see what we're doing when in the past nobody's come, right? That's the energy that was in the room, and that's what we need to get past that conversation, and about how to bring people in. I mean, I'm listing all the other sources that this could go over to and should be already on their desk. But these places no one was talking about last night. They were
Okay.
talking more
Okay.
about the neighborhood subdivision, and getting them involved in coming out, and whose house is the prettiest, that are going to be part of the houses on parade or whatever, and getting awards for it. And so they had all these other things on the agenda they were looking at. Is
So
why they're saying there's so low participation, and that's something that they have to do on a social media slant with Tara doing that work. And they still have to get like their website up. They still have to get their blog thing together, and whoever put it up so many years ago, they don't have the password. I mean, they got to still get this, start functioning as a organization. They always say this is something we've never done before. This is the first time we have consultants at the table with us trying to help us shape, our vision, but we can't do it for them. We just like help them shape what's going on. So that's why I introduce us as experts in the field. And
when
I'm serious. I'm not just giving you a
Sure.
tag name. You're all
Yeah.
experts in the field, and you're
Mhm.
bringing so much to this project so that we're shaping what their placemaking can be. And so they even talked about those fire hydrants and these low-limbed projects that they've started out there. And so they had a discussion even about 200 or something fire hydrants, that need painting, but they don't want a modge podge of painting going on like polka dots, and no, no control of what's going on. I don't know. They got into those kinds of conversations about beautification.
Well, I do my consultant company, that part of my work. I do work with organizations, usually the board, to help them envision what their goals are and their purpose. And, we do that by making art that will then represent those ideas, and it works out really great. They need something like that. It sounds like they're new people who've come together, and they need to be able to see each other's thoughts. You know what I mean? And each person who's sitting there has a reason why they said they wanted to be there, and that needs to be shown to each other, and you find the commonalities in that, and that's what you go for, right? That's just that. It sounds like that's what they need to really pull themselves together.
Well, one of the things that they did talk about is they want to outline their outreach strategy. And there was one young man that's really versed in like systems and the whole outreach, strategies and social media and what you need to do, telling everybody what they need to do. But when the village manager asked him, why don't he do it since he knows so much? And he goes, are you going to pay me? And this is a volunteer role that you take on when you're on a commission. No one pays you to do it. But the
Yeah.
minute people hear, oh, 30,000 was apported to art in the woods, and now everybody's spending money that's already been allocated in the city, their village budget to art in the woods. We
Mm,
already have categories, and I don't remember putting anything in there. Well, under us as project management has a budget, but I don't remember putting anything in there for social media or for their, marketing person. So that's something, again, the committee has to do, and they recognize they have to do that. And they know that they're putting their outreach strategy together to get people more involved and get the word out for what they're doing and really for this project. And I'm sure that that's something that Bill and I are going to have to talk about on the 29th with the village manager on how we're going to help them do that.
I,
Because what is our strategy to advertise Art in the Woods? Because we're bringing these artists on, we got to promote you all as well being out there.
yeah,
It's one-way street. It's a two-way street.
yeah, I was a bit surprised regarding, I approached Dante Sawyer about the funding, and I thought maybe it would come early for like, for Carol to make her trip, for expenses. But he was telling me that it wouldn't, something after August 9th. I don't know. He said, and that would be only like 50% of the 30,000 that will be given to us. So
Well, that's how I have everybody's contract is set up to know that already, Bill, that they're only getting 50% of that's an advance that they're getting on their contract. So that's what I gave him when I turned in the invoice.
Is there a date for that?
That's what he's talking about. We're trying to look for that date because everything's going through the routing. So everybody has the invoice and, systems. Now they voted for it. They have the invoice and it's 2 weeks later. So it has to come across and be signed and put in the mail.
Typical.
You know. So
We're just the talent.
Yeah. As far as reaching out to local artists is concerned, Hazel Crest is small. When you have a very small pool like that, it's difficult to get people that you may want. And so I don't know what their connection is to the surrounding villages like Markham and.
we have a letter of support from Markham, one of the
Okay.
from Markham. I had written down while we were talking places, like Perry State College is out there. There's some other
Okay.
suburban colleges
That's
out
right.
there.
That's right. Yep.
You have
That's a good
Tallgrass
connection.
Art Center is out there. You have there's an artist studio on Unit. Which street is that? I think Unity. Yeah, Unity Street. There's an artist collective out there. I went over there on Cook County placemaking
Mm-hmm.
and the organizations they funded and made a list of all the folks that are doing placemaking projects. That to me is our mailing list from our side as consultants that I'm going to send our stuff out to. I think it's for us to send it to the broader audience. It's for them to target their community.
Okay.
And their surrounding villages. But I'm looking at all of the art centers that are out there that people go to. And looking at there's the junior colleges, the suburban college, and then all the other art centers that are in the like I said, placemaking in Cook County that were awarded. And then there's they don't have like Girl Scout troops in Hazel Crest, but I know that one of those Girl Scout troops parents, I think they're in South Holland or something like that, but that maybe their group may look at that as a day to come out. Now, someone brought up in the meeting, the Bud Billiken Parade that's the largest African-American parade in the nation and the oldest. And that's happening in Chicago. But, everybody is not going to be there. We're going to be out in Hazel Crest working on this project. So that's what just somebody brought up as something that would be a competition that of all the millions of people all the millions of people, anybody that's anybody is going to be in the city, and nobody's going to be out here. So we
Alpha,
had those.
you're an angel. Just let it blow over. Write it down. Let it blow over.
That's what I like. Okay, so it was a lot going on.
Gotta
That's all
go,
I know.
guys. Bye.
All right,
All
thanks,
right.
Peter.
See you,
And
Peter.
Peter is getting ready to install an installation bill, so he was online
Did you
until his
hear,
wife came.
did you hear my comment?
Before you got off.
Yeah,
When did you get off?
no, I was just saying that there was a delay with the funding. I mean, I was assuming
Yeah,
that,
I heard it, and
yeah.
I explained what was
Okay,
going on.
okay, good, good.
We had anticipated all of the funding is in the bank, and making sure that everyone has their check by the beginning of August. That's what we were projecting. And we were going to call everybody together, so that we could just have your hard uh, copy of your check ready.
Yeah, you
That's
can
what our
wait.
plan
You
is.
can hold mine till I get there,
Okay.
please.
Okay, I'm
So
back.
that's okay. So I thought the truck came already.
Not yet. 25
Oh,
minutes.
okay.
Okay.
Right. So Bill, I'm just concerned. I think we should be on one accord when we talk with Mr. Sawyer on the 29th.
Yes,
And our deliverables to him is, again, I heard him saying, and I recorded his conversation, which I'm going to download on audio and then put it on in our files on Pop-Up Research Station. But what he was saying is that he needs to make sure that we're talking about key dates, progression, execution, go over their level of expectation, moving forward, our timeline. I just kind of wrote little things that he was saying that he wanted to talk with us about. And then
yes,
also, we need to put together a survey of questions that we need responses to,
yes,
and I don't want to just take it from Placemaking USA. I want to take it from us as a group of what, in terms of like maybe our outcome, you know, and when we're working with the population, other things that we can add to making a project like this successful, pros and cons, what we can do better. Um, you know,
I think we should
but I don't
include
want
in
to be the
phase
only,
two.
you said what? Phase two?
I think we should include in phase two a request for proposal from local sculptors or artists. Uh, it could be in Hazel Crest or the area or whatever, and then promise them a local sculptor to make one for phase two. And we'll be the review committee.
Hmm.
I heard that
I-
because that's one of the things that Bill and I kept going around and around and around about whether we were going to do a call, and then we said, no, we'll do invitation for the first go around. But I think that you're
Right.
on point.
But
Yeah.
for phase two, we could do a call.
And that's one of the things that I think they were concerned about too, was local, like, this is musicians, but just local poets and local, people to be more engaged. And then we went through all these levels of, I don't know, in terms of music, one person felt like nobody listens to jazz. Only people over 50 and crowd will only come out for something like that. And we need to diversify, the community of musicians and bring something different out there and not think of
Isn't
just,
this their
I
responsibility,
gotta
not
go.
ours?
well, we're doing community engagement, and we had so much set aside for funding for musicians. And I
Oh,
had to turn
okay, got
around.
it.
Yeah, I had to turn around and say, look, you're missing the whole, like, it's my vision, it's not their vision, but the vision of what we put in our proposal was doing soundscape, right? You
Mhm.
know,
Right.
Carol's whole piece is a soundscape piece. So, and then we talked about also having sound walks out there, you know what I mean? And having guided experiences or, you know, non-directed tours out there where, you know, well, anyways, if you're into that soundscape, people will know what you're talking about or learn about it. And to have the music during the full moon social was the focus on experimental sound.
Right.
But if a community hasn't been exposed to, you know, have you all been somewhere where you're playing experimental sound? You
Yeah, the
know,
Yeah.
thing is, it's like build it and they will come.
yeah.
So they're in the build it phase. I mean, it's unrealistic to expect that suddenly they're going to have a huge crowd unless Beyonce's there or something.
I think what they're looking for each event, they want a demonstration of where we are
Mhm.
and what new, what's new coming. So I think that's where they're going to have their checks and balances are regarding
Mhm.
to to where we are with the phases.
All right. So I know that um, Christine has been diligently working in her studio, chiseling out and carving out, you know, her design already.
I gotta go.
All right, Carol, we'll see you.
Yeah, bye, Carol.
All right, Alpha, and everybody. I'll be
Okay.
looking for that recording, Alpha.
Sure. As soon as
All
I,
right, thank you. Nice to see you all.
Bye.
Same
Okay.
here.
Bye,
Thanks for
Carol.
the
Bye
information,
bye.
Carol.
Sure, you're welcome.
right. So,
Well,
we're-
at the great big unveiling event, or whatever you want to call it, there could be a little trio combo at each sculpture that plays just for that little area.
in
And
October,
the combo could be like high school students or local musicians.
Yeah, I've been
I
to
like that.
Play
openings
jazz
like
or
that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
good
since
idea.
they're separated in the land, so you wouldn't necessarily compete, audio wise. They would just be near that sculpture playing stuff, and then some would be at mine, some would be at yours, some could be at Carol's.
Well, Carol's not going to have anything. If we're talking about the October event, Carol's not going to do hers until the
Okay, well then
spring.
just the two of us and
Right.
Bill there, whatever.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. Just get the kids involved. Get some high school.
definitely.
Every high school has a local combo.
Yeah.
I know
Uh,
my granddaughter's school had, it was really cute for the parent appreciation. They had their bands come out and play background music, and they kind of mixed
Yeah,
it up with a couple of professionals, but they gave them the opportunity to be what is going on here? Somebody's in the cancel. They gave them opportunities to be like, if you're a jazz band, you're ensemble, then this is what you do is
yeah,
you
right.
play for gatherings and stuff like that. So, and that was Calvin Christian School, and they're right out there. They have a really big music program, and they're in South Holland, which is kind of like right next door. But they have their own music program in their district that we would be
Yeah,
inviting.
right. Every site, it doesn't matter. Just so they're local,
mhm.
which gets parents and relatives and friends out.
That'd be nice. I think that would be nice. This is for October.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Make it
so
the
for,
end of October.
well, it's October 4th, their Oaks and
Yeah.
Folks Gala. And the next thing would be their open lands tour and winter tree identification. So we don't want to do it then, but we had it on here October 4th. Why did you say that?
I'm
Because you
sure I'll
know
be
that
done
you're
by
going to
then.
be in the you're going to be in the Alps. You're going
No,
to be
in
in the
October, of
Alps.
course. No, it's a question of making sure I get my sculpture finished by then.
Okay.
Bill, are you gonna have anything up at that point? Or is
You-
that all for phase two?
Yeah, I'm just for phase two, I'm working on a metal photographic structure, and it may
Yeah, so
look,
that's not for this. Okay.
yeah.
Right.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
well,
now we put all the onus on them. That's what they deserve. So that's enough for today, right?
Yeah, that's enough for today. But you know, I think that's enough for us to discuss it with Mr. Sawyer next Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Let
tell
him.
them, boy, this is stuff you could do, go arrange it. Use your community.
right.
Yeah, because I just think everybody like I don't know why they were afraid of failure, but they put out there like house music. They need new ideas, open mic, storytelling, rappers, Bluetooth.
Good
Before
for them.
Maryland just had a Bluetooth next to a speaker or a microphone until I guess the internet was interrupted or something. But that's what they did in the past. They weren't trying, they didn't have live musicians that were coming out to these events. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the 9th in that gathering. But in the meantime, you know, we're going to still be. I let Mr. Nicholson know that he has, well, Reggie Nicholson, his percussion that we had talked about, Bill. Um, and Alice was looking at having Maggie Brown, and Reggie was like, well, he's worked with Maggie before because they're all both part of the AACM
yes.
like that. So
Mhm.
it's up to her because, you know, for whether how she's going to put them together. But she wanted Maggie to come out, I guess, in the storytelling part, since they were talking about Marilyn really didn't want a program. She just was looking at we're coming out and we're socializing and have some music. You know, she didn't plan on having this program. So now they're pushed into having a program like with a 45-minute set with both musicians and talk a little bit, I guess, about why they're doing this full moon social style. But Christine, you were there for the Sun Festival. I mean, Sun.
The
Was it a?
Inti Peruvian Sun Festival. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, I was with you. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a big showing. Not a big showing. It's really too bad because there was it was a wonderful ceremony and it was, um, there was a lot to it and I don't know. I mean, that's why I keep on bringing up, neighboring communities. I think they need to do more outreach within Hazel Crest than going beyond Hazel Crest as well. So,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yes.
What about open other like even with forest preserves of Cook County? There's a lot of them out there that this could be posted and invited to.
yeah. But as you said, the colleges, that's also good. And I was looking up, because I know somebody who showed at Tall Grass Gallery, which is out there.
Yeah.
And they have calls for artists, and I don't know if you want to involve them for
The next.
future projects. They could perhaps get some artists within a certain radius. Say a 20-mile radius or something like that. Want a
Okay, I
little.
need to go. I'm sorry.
All right.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Here.
Well, I think
Bye
we're
bye.
going pretty soon anyway. All right. Bye, Peter.
Okay, bye.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I should get back to work to make this thing.
Okay.
Okay, Christine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Since
If you could send pictures of your progress.
I will, yes, I will do that. And so unless there's something to discuss next time, there's always something to discuss, but I probably won't be coming to the next week's meeting because
Mhm.
I'm just, I really want to spend every day working on this this carving until it's done.
Sounds good.
It's more elaborate than I thought it would be, which is a good thing.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate
Yeah.
your dedication.
Yeah, all right. I'll
I'll
see
send
you.
you the flyer for the, once we've settled on all the information being correct,
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you the flyer. And then Carol sent you her flyer. Did you see hers already?
I did, well, I didn't check my email
Oh, and
today.
I'll send it to you then. I didn't send it
Okay.
last night or anything. I'll send it to you.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Take
All
care.
right.
Thank you
Yeah,
again.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
well, Alpha,
Who's on Samsung over there? Is Peter's phone still on?
I can't figure out how to turn it off.
Oh, um, just
I can get them off.
okay. Yeah, it's different when you're using your phone, and he's usually in front of the computer. I go haywire when I'm trying to use a phone too. So your classes ended early today, Bill?
yeah, we have a state senator coming in tomorrow
Uh-huh.
at 3 p.m. So the kids are really helping out. We had a group from Sunshine, so they were just getting everything ready, and it looks good.
Who's the senator?
I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out who he is.
I know it's not
Uh,
Mr. with that's a congressman, a congressman with um Jonathan Jackson.
No, no, no. There's a different name, but I'll find out because I called someone and they weren't quite sure about his full name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll find out tomorrow. But it's exciting. I think they want to boost my program. It's kind of like a stellar program that's of all the programs of After School Matters, mine was selected for them.
Cool.
Yeah, and then Lloyd is creating an incredible lifelike monarch butterfly where the piano was,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll be finished tomorrow evening. But it's amazing,
I'm gonna have to get over there.
realistic. It's
Mm-hmm.
very good when it comes to realism and painting.
Well, he'll be really good. Hopefully helping me with this metal piece.
Yeah, and I had mentioned, well, a friend of Alice, which Donnie Cowder, he was interested in the so-called map making project that we may include in our program.
I don't really want Donnie involved.
You say you don't.
Mm-mm.
No, and I sort of agree. I agree with you. I was thinking more. Lloyd is very good with
Uh-huh.
uh, doing it on a natural uh, botanical level. He's very good.
Okay.
So you'll get a chance. What you'll do is maybe one day you can come and take a look at the reliable. I mean, he's been with me for about 4 years.
I
And
met him and he was like standing there frying all of that chicken for those high school students.
yes, he did.
Okay, and I mean that's dedication because they didn't even show up, right?
No, they.
Right. So I just saw him out there working, and we were out in a meeting with in Hazel Crest, and we came back, and he was still out there grilling.
Yeah, and so what I'm doing this summer is allowing him to create our projects and have the students. We'll split the students, and he'll one group will gravitate toward his work and learning more about it and the process of it all. So
Uh-huh.
and it's going along really well. So we're just I only next week is my last week.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'll let him know that I'll because he's very excited about making a contribution at this new project that we're on.
So that's to August 1st, and you'll be available after that? Yeah,
Yeah,
August
yeah,
1st.
I'll be I won't have anything planned. I
Okay.
but I was thinking that what I'm understand. It seems like I'm getting this message from Mr. Sawyer's that he wants us to highlight our own art in the woods, even though we're connected to community outreach. He wants us to create an event that focuses on what we're doing. Did you sense that or not? What you thought?
I did, but I thought that's what we were doing with the moon. With Carol coming in and doing the mandala, and that was the community engagement piece that we've talked about. We've had those conversations why Carol was invited in because of her strength in, working with community on that level, and then creating the mandala, and then getting all her found objects for her installation. And then when she comes back in May, I think then that's the bigger, dedication that will be reflective of our project. But I thought this was going to be the kickoff because on our timeline, that's what I put. I didn't put a separate thing for us but I did put deliverables that we are supposed to meet quarterly with their board, and attend their meetings and give them updates and stuff like that. I have that in our service agreement.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think it's maybe. Well, we won't know until next week, but I think we're okay with the first one.
Okay.
I think if I guess pulling it out with,
Maybe,
I think
maybe we need to pull something together now that this is the, not cutting you off, but cutting into this before I slipped my mind and can't remember what I was thinking about, since we're just brainstorming, right?
right.
So with this one right here with the full moon social is to kick off Carol's part of it with community engagement. We still need to basically pull something together for Christine and Peter. And Peter just made his suggestion. He hopes that his installation will be completed by that date, but I know Christine is working toward that deadline of October to have her play hers completed. So I think our conversation should be about Christine and Peter's installations. And I like what Peter just said about having, quartets, staged with the installation when we come out. And that's a bigger piece, that we can plan for October under our project,
Okay, yeah, that's not. It was
you know,
a good point that Peter made, and it's interesting. Yeah, it could happen.
because I looked at this as a kickoff, but Carol will be in 2026 when she installs hers, then we should have something planned around that installation.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
talked with Alice. She had mentioned some things about that she's not about the money deal, and it's not enough, or that
I don't like that.
yeah, and
Let me pause.
beautiful violinists, two of them like a duet or possibly a trio. And I was and they live in the Woodlawn community. And maybe, maybe with my involvement with after school matters, maybe I have to get out and figure out with these high school kids in Hazel Crest, what kind of creativity is out there.
I think our next point is, Bill, for you to go over and we start meeting with the liaison between the 152 and a half school district and her expectations of how she wants to get the arts involved, because we're painting a bigger canvas than, and Mr. Sawyer wants us to be just as large, if not just as large, and a talking piece for their investment as the art center, as even though we have a smaller budget, but that's just kind of our initial budget. But now the art center is going to be coming in. They're cultivating that. And then a couple of years down the way, they're cultivating this performing arts center. I want to keep our eye on the bigger picture than being down in the weeds with all this other stuff of, because
Oh, you're saying you don't,
Alice was in the
are,
same meeting that you were in when she gave her price per concert that she does over there in your garden. And then to come out here and then start to negotiate a proposal for what she expects to be paid to do. We're being paid as consultants, and we were written in as consultants. She was written in, and part of that 850 is 150 or whatever goes to her for whatever she needs to do. So the musicians weren't getting the full 850. They were getting whatever they're going to pay their musicians.
right.
So that's the initial conversation that outlines that community engagement piece with the music and having people out. We've set aside that. So she missed the first concert of giving something out there, which would have been around the Sun Festival. Didn't happen. So that's not automatically stay in your budget. That's money that can be shifted down into, not into August 9th, because we already have money allocated for the 9th, but it can be part of October, and it can be part of next year, May. We just shifted down into Carol's opening in May. I don't see taking a lump sum from the concert that didn't happen, or the music that didn't happen. You see where I'm going with this, and giving it into Alice's budget because she did not coordinate the activity.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that, Alpha. And I think, uh, the possibilities of Reggie, or, we just have to look in that direction because, I mean, either, it's almost like, are you going to do it for the price, or what is it? I just don't want to go
Yeah, I kind of
round
felt
and around
crazy about that.
and done. Yeah.
I really felt, like now that you're inserted in, you acknowledged at the table, now you want to start a bidding thing of how much is my budget. We're not building a budget. We've already submitted a budget, and that's what we have to work with. You can't come to us and say, and you're on our committee, you're on our board. How do you come back to us with, she said I can get 1,000,
But
if 1,000 would be.
Alpha, is that 850 for performance is more than enough. What in terms of what she's doing, it can be done, and she's done it for less at at the Woodlawn Botanical Nature Center. So
Done it for pro bono, I
yeah,
understand.
it's got to be. I mean, it's a step. Who knows what next year will bring? But I guess you have to look at it that way. And I don't know. Back to Reggie. If Reggie will fill in if she doesn't move on it. I don't.
Well, now I get a back and forth from him because he said he'll let me know, because it's either cancel the 2 gigs in New York to come over here, and Alice gave him a wishy-washy, maybe I'll let you know. And I'm telling him we've let Alice be in charge, and now it's like, well, I'll go back to Alice and see what she says. I tossed the ball to give respect for her to
Right.
coordinate that, and I got enough stuff to do. But
Okay.
I'm gonna feel disrespected, and if it doesn't work out where the person I suggested, or can move him down into the spring, when Carol does her soundscape, is my other thing too, because you know, I I've been telling him about this project all along and gave him, like, hey, he's on it, wants to do it. And now the wrench that's thrown in is Alice is bringing in, and it'll all work out with Maggie coming in, because the committee did say they wanted a spoken word or somebody talking. And I guess Maggie does. I saw her in you all's garden. She did it a cappella, and more was a storyteller when she was singing. Remember, she didn't have a backup music
Well,
or whatever.
this is what I think I don't know if I told you about this, but after her performance during Juneteenth weekend, I saw her last week because I called her and I said I'm gonna do your backyard a makeover just for you over the years that you performed without us paying you anything. And so that brought us close together because I'm gonna
Hmm.
so that's where I'm at with Maggie. So I don't know,
Okay, good.
she may, I mean, after the results, she could come in later, I don't know.
I
But
think again, I like Maggie. Maggie's been over here. She's been to the Fountain Gallery space and all that and stuff, and but it's not a thing. I'm really glad she's bringing Maggie in because Maggie can carry it. You know what I mean? She can improvise. She's not stuck being a certain way. She's very agile. You know what I mean with her performance,
yeah,
and won't yeah, and won't think. And she's all of these people are world class international artists that we're bringing, and just with their name on the flyer alone, I need to put their names on this flyer before sending it out. And I got a wishy-washy situation going on where now we can't promote our music part of it because we're dealing with politics.
right. And we have to stop it in its tracks
Yeah.
because what it is that I feel strongly, and I think you'll agree with me. They want they want to have this national, international presence, but step by step, we have to let them know this is where we're taking this program. So I guess we just have to, any way that we can uh, make it happen with strategy or ways of have what do you marketing and also outreach. Yeah, I think that's kind of what Sawyer is looking for.
Yeah.
And so we can, I mean, I think it's our first event with the moon cycle, but we just have to,
All
and
right. You named it something else too.
you say what now?
You've named it something else. It's not the moon cycle, it's the full moon social.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, full moon social.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
didn't, yeah.
We
I mean,
all
I'm
are
just so,
naming it something else. I saw another flyer where it was named something else, and the
I
flyer that
know.
Tara put together, it was named something else. And I was like, I had it named something else, and I went back. She said Moonlight Social, and which looks good on here instead of the full moon, because the people are looking at. I love what we're doing in the woods in our work in environmental, but everybody is not in that environmental, realm, and they're not seeing things through that environmental lens. That's why they're having such a low turnout of people coming and being engaged. Where 2 blocks over, where the park district is, every time I look at their videos, they got people dancing, they're up. This is the 5th year they've had art, music in the park events, and they look forward to bringing their cheers out and they're getting out there, getting their party in, right?
I hear you, and maybe
That's what that young man brought to the table when he started going there, because he knows what the park district is doing. But we're building a different type of program for
yes,
them than that,
right,
the regular thing
and so,
that they're doing
uh,
up there.
maybe what we should do is you and I have another meeting before we meet with Sawyer, just to make sure we have some grounding on where we are.
So you
Uh,
said we need to meet before the 29th, you and I?
that's so we could do it on Zoom or just even you
I
can
can
go.
come by the garden. I
Yeah,
want to see
we
the
can go by the
sculpture and
garden.
stuff.
Uh, you
Yeah,
know,
this week is let's see here. Um I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then you have that event tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow.
Thursday and or Friday, I have another appointment while I'm out and about. Maybe if not to Thursday or Friday.
Friday's good for me. Because
Friday?
I won't have class with the kids on Friday, and so I have a open day.
Mhm.
So if you let me know,
Okay.
we can.
So let's do Friday. And I have office hours between 10 and 2, but I have a doctor's appointment at 11. A dentist appointment actually at 11, and so I could come after the dentist appointment.
Okay, yeah, and then you'll get a chance to. We'll have it at Stony, and then you'll get a chance to see the butterfly
Yeah.
sculpture. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. Well, I won't keep you. I think we're. Yeah.
Yeah, my
I
appointment's
just.
at 11:30
Right.
Friday.
Yeah, I was
So
thinking we just
y'all
need
come after that.
to make sure that we are moving in the right direction without distractions.
Yeah.
That, anything that's in the way, we're going to try to remove it or clarify it as much as we can.
I heard you in the back seat just listening.
Yeah, I listened, and I didn't say anything. I was reading as well, but I was, yeah, I didn't.
Didn't appreciate nothing was going on in the front
Oh,
seat.
but then
I
I
could
told her
tell.
I wanted to get out. I said, "Can you give me a?" She always does that, She wants to give me a ride home last so she can vent out, her, you know, her little attitude. I just wanted to get out of that car, but she was fine. I mean, that's the way she is.
Oh, well, I don't want like if that. I'm like I could do without it, but I know that I have spells too. But she gets all worked up, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna push the wrong button one day, and I just felt like, okay, I have anxiety. I don't like driving. I do go dead off when I have to hop the freeway
Right,
because it is just like you just have to surrender yourself and ask for prayer when you're out there because I saw so many near misses that were in front of Alice, to the side of Alice, going so slow like that. I saw people speeding, cutting in front of her,
yeah,
and
I did see that, and
that black car.
look, I say this car is higher, so
That man was,
yours is lower, but it was.
yeah.
I saw what was, cars getting so close and skimming through. I said, this is not where I want to be.
Yeah, and her stopping on that ramp when that big truck was coming behind us, and he had to move over, and she was like, "I know you already you missed it. Move forward. You're gonna stop and try to get over on those lanes that are clearly you're not supposed to cross over." I was just like, "Go forward. Just keep moving forward. There's another exit that goes to Chicago." I learned it because I made the wrong turn. I want to fix my GPS that it doesn't take us that way. I don't like the 294. If the Dan Ryan is crazy, if 394 is crazy, that 294 had me just like with, my throat was just, sitting there trying to be calm, but my heart was in my throat the whole time
I,
until they dropped me off at home. And I just like, never, no, no, no,
I hear you, Alpha.
no.
Okay, sweetheart. So I'll see you
Friday.
Friday, and then you just let me know what time you want to try to push.
My appointment's at 11:30. So since I'm already out and about, it's basically just taking X-rays. I'm not doing having any dental work done, just some X-rays, and so I can leave and come straight from there. I'm gonna be on Archer in California, so I'll just I guess pick up lunch or something and bring it over
Okay, sounds
on
good.
the way.
Okay, I'll see you then.
All right, all right.
Okay, bye now.
Thanks. Bye.